So if someone says to him,
Y si alguien le dijera a usted entonces
that safari means
que
suffering,
el safari significa sufrimiento,
what would you say?
Ah, me daría mucha pena porque no es mi sentimiento, no lo puedo.
that's not my feeling.
Me da pena no compartir ese criterio con el
sad
devoto
that
o
he
con las
cannot share
personas que
that
lo hayan dicho,
criteria with the person
porque
who said
para
that,
mí
because for him,
no hay sufrimiento
there's no
en el
suffering on
safari.
safari.
No hay sufrimiento en el safari.
There is no suffering in safari.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
On March 24th, 2008, 120 Hare Krishna devotees in 3 buses left Sri Mayapur in West Bengal. They were heading east toward the Bangladesh border, only 30 kilometers away. But my camera and I were left behind in Sri Mayapur.
North Bangladesh? That's where you all are now. Well, yes, high definition filming. I bring the whole gear. I am Vasudeva Das, French born and bred, now living in Sri Mayapur, India. I just heard the ISKCON Safari 2008 has already started a week ago. So I decide to jump on the bandwagon and catch up with it in Bangladesh. Come on, let's go.
Passengers are requested to board the helicopter through gate 4 Alpha. Thank you.
I am landing in Dhaka. Dhaka is a thriving metropolis, much like those in neighboring India, except for a few minor differences. For instance, the auto rickshaws look like converted motorbikes. And the country seems particularly proud of its cycle rickshaws. Judging by that, it's the very first thing air travelers are invited to admire. on arrival at the airport. Another difference, more subtle but no less visible, is the overwhelming majority of Muslims compared to Hindus. And again, the majority of these Hindus being Vaishnavas, you end up with men and women inspiringly meek and humble. What to speak of the ancestral background of this people? Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, Vasudeva Datta, and some of the greatest devotees who've ever lived were born and raised in this sacred land. On the overnight coach from Dhaka to Sylhet, we're passing near Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi's birthplaces. This is where the safari goers paid their respects a couple of days ago, and so must we, for but a few seconds. ISKCON has a rural temple community nearby, and this is where, after a sleepless 18-hour journey, I'm happy to join the 120 international adventurers of this year's safari tour. Located atop this hillock is the home of Lord Jagannath, which I reached just after daybreak during japa time. To my surprise, several devotees are only just rising. Last night's Pandal program, I'm told, went on past midnight, a fairly common thing on safari. Oh, but it looks like Darshan Arti is about to begin. Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra ki Jai. Here we are in remote North Bangladesh, and the International Society for Krishna Consciousness features the same familiar morning program as you would have it in any center worldwide. I don't know how many centers have kirtans quite like this one, though. It's time to join in. On my first day in Bangladesh, I'm in for a treat. We're on our way to the birthplace of Srivas Thakur. Srivas is Narada Muni's incarnation in Gaura Leela. Lord Chaitanya inaugurated his Sankirtan movement at Srivas's house and used to sing there every night with his original Sankirtan party. Srila Prabhupada spoke of Gadadhar, here on the left, and Srivas on the right, as Lord Chaitanya's devotional energy. The Panchatattva mantra itself refers to him, Srivas Adi, which makes him the leader of chanting devotees worldwide. On the far right of this picture is a massive 7-foot-high deity of Srivas Thakur. It was installed at ISKCON Mayapur with his hands notoriously folded in prayer. To welcome the foreign visitors, local devotees have erected a tent where His Holiness Jayapataka Swami and other dignitaries will now address the fervent and packed audience.
This is our safari manager, Marichi Das. And our safari manager, Marichi Das.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for this wonderful reception. Please, everybody chant. দয়া করে সবাই আপনারা বলুন গৌরাঙ্গা। Wow, this was very good. But I think in this village, the ladies chant louder than the men. So now only the ladies, okay? এখন শুধু মাতাজিরা বলবেন চৈতন্য। Wow, that was very good. Now the men. এখন পুরুষেরা নিত্যানন্দ।
এখানে শ্রীবাস ঠাকুর বিশ্ব সভাপতিতে নাম করা আমাদের অত্যন্ত দরকার, যেখানে হিন্দু মুসলমান সবাই এক সহযোগিতা করে এখানে একটা স্মৃতি করে শ্রীবাস ঠাকুর এই গ্রামে। এটা একটা ঐতিহ্য, একটা ইতিহাস, এবং এটা যাতে সংরক্ষণ হয় সকলে অনুরোধ করছি যে আপনার সহযোগিতা করে পরস্পর যাতে এখানে কিছু হয়, ওনার জন্মস্থান মন্দির, এবং আমাদের তরফ থেকে আমরা চেষ্টা করব আপনাদের সাহায্য করা। Lord Chaitanya went to Gaya, got initiated, came back on the way, saw Lord Krishna in Kanai Natshala. But when he came back, people were saying that he has some displaced airs in his brain. তখন শ্রী চৈতন্য দেব জিজ্ঞাসা করেছেন শ্রীবাস ঠাকুর, আপনাকে প্রশ্ন দিতে পারি? He asked Srivas, can I ask you a question? Srivas said, yes, ঠিক আছে, বলো, কি প্রশ্ন? তোমার লক্ষণ দেখি, যখন আমি হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম হরে হরে বলি, আমার রোমহর্ষণ হয়ে যায়, আমার চোখে জল আসে, আমি অট্টহাস্য হয়ে আসে, আমি অজ্ঞান হয়ে পড়ি, বিভিন্ন ভাব আমার এসে যায় যখন আমি হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম করি। শ্রীবাস ঠাকুর বলেছেন, হ্যাঁ, তোমার রোগ আছে, yes, you have a disease. এবং আমি সেই রোগ চাই, I also want that disease. He said, you have the disease of Krishna Prema. Even Brahma and Shiva, they want Krishna Prema. Brahma and Shiva, তারা কৃষ্ণ প্রেম কি চান? তবে সাধারণ এটা খুব দুর্লভ ব্যাপার, সবাই কৃষ্ণ প্রেম পায় না। The very rare thing that everyone gets. So you should come to my house and do kirtan. Srivas Dimanuj, আমার বাড়িতে এসে আমার একটা ব্রাহ্মণ আছে, একটা অঙ্গন আছে, সঙ্গের মধ্যে কীর্তন করো। তাহলে আমি কেবল নিমন্ত্রণ করবো যে ভালো ভালো ভক্ত যারা কৃষ্ণ প্রেমকে বুঝতে পারবে। I think the very good devotees who can know Krishna prem.
The rest of the story is that after accepting Srivas's keen invitation to sing with but a select few in the holy privacy of his home, Lord Chaitanya soon took the ecstatic chanting onto the streets for all to take part, regardless of one's religious qualification. This is how, at the dawn of the 16th century, public chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra originated. It became known as Sankirtan. It is only after hearing about Srivas Thakur that devotees walk opposite this pond to pay their respects at the exact location of Srivas' school and his childhood playground. Down the road is a giant waterfall on a stream running along the country's northern border. This is a holy spring by the name of Madhava Kund. Yes, Madhava, like Krishna's deity in Mayapur. While all the travelers are off for a swim, Jayapataka Swami is on call for another speech, this one to but a tiny group of jungle dwellers. But no group is too tiny nor remote for Jayapataka Swami's preaching appetite. I hear he once admitted he was completely addicted to preaching.
Krishna husband কিন্তু কৃষ্ণ রং হবে না, শ্যাম সুন্দর হবে না, তিনি গৌরাঙ্গ হবেন। গৌরাঙ্গা গৌরাঙ্গা গৌরাঙ্গা। এবং তিনি সাঙ্গ পাঙ্গ পার্ষদ সাথে আসবেন। সাঙ্গ মানে ওনার প্রকাশ, মহাবিষ্ণু আর কৃষ্ণ অভিন্ন, কিন্তু মহাবিষ্ণু সৃষ্টি করার জন্য কৃষ্ণ থেকে প্রকাশিত। সাঙ্গ তিনিও ভগবান, ভগবানের বহু রূপ আছে, একই ভগবান বিভিন্ন রূপ, কিন্তু শক্তি আছে, শক্তি ভগবান নাই, কিন্তু ভগবানের মাত্র তাদের অনেক ভগবানের আদেশ পালন করে। অন্তরঙ্গ শক্তি আছে, অন্তরঙ্গ শক্তি রাধা, অষ্টসখী, যোগমায়া, তারা কখন প্রথম হয় না। আর জীব শক্তি আছে, আমরা জীব শক্তি। জীব শক্তি হচ্ছে অনুবেগ ভগবানের অংশ। যে জীব শক্তি মুক্ত ভগবানের নিত্য সেবা সংস্থান করেছে, আমার বলে যে সমস্ত জীব ভগবানকে ভুলে গেছেন, তারা এই জগতে কখনো সে মুক্ত জীব চলে আসে আমাদের ভগবান শিক্ষা দেওয়ার জন্য। যেমন প্রফেট বা আচার্য বা সপ্তাবিশ অবতার, এইভাবে নারদ মুনি এসছেন শ্রীবাস ঠাকুরের লীলায় বেনি বেজারের কাছে আমাদের উদ্ধার করার জন্য।
All right now, so much for the fun. After the discourse, their guru, wrapping his sacred thread around his thumb, shifts the disciple's spirit from jest to meditation.
How do you feel, Maharaj?
I feel very ecstatic and cool down in the cool waters of Madhava Kunda.
Back on the road, we admire unusual hills covered in tea shrubs. The safari buses had to drop off the travelers on a country road, 5 kilometers away from tonight's accommodation. Everyone got on smaller conveyances or on foot to reach an ISKCON farm situated deep in the countryside near the small town of Kulora. There are quite a few acres of fertile land with healthy cows grazing on it. A solid temple structure has just been built to house one of the most exquisite set of Jagannath deities I have ever seen. By the way, it's prasadam time. Yes, at last. So you'll have to excuse me. And by the way, I was just told this tent is going to be everyone's shared accommodation for the night. And yes, that includes the mosquitoes. So you may call it austerity, or sleeping rough, if sleeping at all, that is. Good morning. Some of us did survive the night, sleepless or otherwise. And for those who didn't, there is Japa time in the morning bus to recoup. After a seemingly endless ride all south, my attention is suddenly drawn to a truckload of chanting devotees in front of our bus. I am moved upon learning this is a chanting party that has been sent to cheer us courtesy the temple of our next destination, Kumila. We arrived there around mid-afternoon. Kumila is a big town of East Bangladesh, so I can't wait to attend one of the safari's larger evening programs, which I've heard were rather intense. And it's good news on the accommodation side. This time, an entire 4-storied hotel has been booked exclusively for us safari lot. Last night is forgiven, but the headache begins for the lady who is waving. She is Sarvashakti Mataji, whose job it is to feed each and all in rooms of 2 to 5 persons. I said a 4-storied hotel, not 5-star. Although I do find the 3D flaky artwork on the wall rather interesting. Well, let's assume you viewers are as anxious as I am to get to the stage program without further ado. Here it is, starting with Bhakta Atoll from Russia, whom you've already met.
Hare
This is all very nice, you might say, but we long to hear that sweet, traditional Bengali-style kirtan. Yes, I retort, request granted. Kirtaniya Mukti Datta Prabhu, take it away. I don't know about you, but filming tonight's event has already filled me with the kind of inner bliss and exhilaration that requires nothing more. And yet, this is one of those moments of spiritual high, yet craving for more. It seems as though the Russian Kirtan band is now rising to a sort of self-affirming challenge to show Bangladesh the potency of their own Slavic-style kirtan. I say, let's give their devotional greed a chance and be ready to fly along. You were just watching part 1 in our series No Suffering on Safari. The 3 kirtans were edited down to 6 minutes out of an original 3 hours, itself out of a 4-5 hour long evening program, which has many other interesting features. Should you wish to stay with us in Bangladesh for more adventures, our safari tour continues in part 2, which will take us all the way south. We will travel to Feni and to one of the world's largest sand beaches at Cox's Bazar. In the Chittagong area, we will discover major holy places, including Pundarik Dham and the birthplace and bhajan kutirs of 2 famous brothers, Mukunda Datta and Vasudev Datta. See you all there.